Hi viewers, it's Emmanuel, the CEO of Global Consult Limited. In this video I'll be teaching you best answers to 10 most asked interview questions. Giving comfortable responses to commonly asked interview questions is a foot in the door for you as an interviewing candidate. There are scarcely any interview you'll go that the interviewer will not ask you at least a few of these questions. A good way to being perfect in answering these questions is to rehearse the answers at home, maybe with a friend or in front of a mirror. Record yourself and evaluate your performance. Follow me as I give you the secrets to answering these questions acceptably. Subscribe and comment on areas you'll like me to elaborate or questions you'll be needing answers to. Tell me about yourself is probably the single most popular question that interviewers use for opening an interview. What the hiring manager really wants is a quick 2 to 3 minute snapshot of who you are and how your experience has led you to this point of pursuing this opportunity. Don't take the question as an invitation to recount your entire life's history. Answer by pretending that they had actually asked you. Tell me briefly about your professional experience and the relevant qualities that make you a strong candidate for this job. Quickly summarize your skills and experience. End it with why you are looking for a new role and what you are looking for. You can craft your response from an answer of this kind. I have been a child care assistant for the last 3 years, working with physically and mentally impaired children between the ages of 8 and 14. I've really enjoyed it and have developed some skills such as being creative and being extremely patient. I also spend a lot of time dealing with the children's parents and have to demonstrate really good listening skills with them. I've now decided that I want to expand my horizons and travel, which is why I want to change careers into being a holiday rep, but I hope that my creativity, patience, and listening skills will hold me in good stead in this new industry. Depending on the job you applied for, from your analysis of the job advert you can work out the key skills and characteristics that the employer is looking for. Paraphrasing a few of these back to the employer is an effective way to answer this question, but be careful not to recite the job description verbatim. So if the job description talks about administrative, communication and leadership skill, depending on your previous experience you can say, as an office manager with Global Consult, I have excellent organization skills and really good attention to detail. I'm not the sort of person who does things by halves. I also believe that I have good communication skills in dealing with not only external customers, but also all members of the internal team, from the senior managers to the junior staff. Ask this question, do not tell them anything negative about yourself. The hiring manager wants you at this point to go against everything you have learned about selling yourself for the job and tell him something truly negative about you. Why? Because hiring you is a risk for this person, and trying to find the dirt about you before you're hired is risk assessment and evaluation for him or her. Pick a couple of minor weaknesses, maybe impatience, fear of public speaking, being underutilized, etc., that are of little relevance to the job. Also, always talk about how you compensate for them too. Describe the actions or steps that you take to ensure that your weaknesses don't affect your performance at work. You can say, my natural tendency is to make up my mind very quickly, and in the past this has got me into trouble. But I have come to realize that speed is not always appropriate, so I always remind myself that I may need to collect more information and weigh up the positive and negative impact. Nowadays, if I am at all uncertain about a decision, I will seek input from colleagues. This question is being asked by interviewers because they may have a concern that you are the kind of person who easily goes from one company to the next, especially if your CV shows you've worked at a couple of companies within a short period of time. The truth is, people leave one company to join another for all sorts of reasons. But some reasons are more acceptable in the eyes of interviewers than others. Try to focus on the positive reasons that led you to move to a new company rather than dwell on the negative aspects of the job that made you to want to leave your last one. The most acceptable reasons you should give are seeking greater responsibility, wanting more of a challenge, searching for greater job security, seeking full-time employment, and wanting to develop yourself. For instance, you can say, I was managing a number of mid-sized accounts at that company and quickly got to grips with the role. Within a year, I realized that I was ready for more of a challenge to keep me interested and on my toes. so I moved companies. I'm still managing similarly sized accounts, but they tend to be more complex in nature. All those moves have helped me to develop particular skills. I am now ready to stay with one employer so long as they are able to offer me good development opportunities. Treat this question as your opportunity to sell yourself boldly to the interviewers. A good answer may match 3 or 4 of your key skills and characteristics to the job. For instance, depending on your past experience, you can say, your advert said that you were looking for someone who is highly numerate, has good team working and presentation skills, and a willingness to work hard. I hope that my experience as a financial analyst at Mainland Bank shows that I'm good with numbers. Both of the jobs I've held so far have required me to work often long hours with a team, and it's something that I very much enjoy. And my boss singled out my presentation skills in my last appraisal. So I think that I am a very strong candidate for this job. Your body language and tone of voice are doubly important when answering this key question. Make sure that you exude confidence and enthusiasm as you list the key skills and characteristics that make you the right person for the job. You should treat this question as if the interviewers have asked you to repeat back to them a couple of positive points attracting you to the company. Even if you have come across some information about a crisis or failure in the company, avoid mentioning it unless the interviewers specifically ask you about it. Engage in some subtle flattery about the interviewer's company. The interviewers probably enjoy working there, and they want to know that you will too. Slip in some mentions of how you know what you know about the company. You can use some good phrases like, I saw on your website, I read in the newspaper, I gathered from your annual report, and so on. Take for instance, you can say, I appreciate the fact that you use only organic natural ingredients in your skincare products. I also read on your website that you have ambitious growth plans and that the board is unwilling to sell out to a large multinational business, because they are worried that they may dilute the original philosophy of the company's founders to use natural ingredients in recipes that have been handed down the generations. I advise you to always make research of any company or organization before attending their interviews, no matter how small the company might be. There are some persons who are so grumpy and always complains about how things are nowadays and constantly talks about the good old days before such and such a change. Interviewers do not want to end up hiring such inflexible and unadaptable employee. The world of work is changing quickly, with factors at play such as globalization, mergers and acquisitions, change programs, and efficiency drives. Talking about how you have coped with one of these changes will illustrate your ability to deal with change. Make sure that you can show that you're willing to adapt to new circumstances. Your answer can be in this manner. A couple of people left our team in the space of just a week, which meant that we were heavily understaffed for a period of over a month. The rest of the team had to readjust our shifts to ensure that the help desk remained manned at all times. I volunteered for a few additional shifts, because I knew that our customers would otherwise have no one to sort out their problems. You can also add to it by talking about how you have helped others through change, as this will demonstrate that you are not only actively able to cope with change, but can proactively contribute to it. The truth is that you probably don't know what you want to be doing in 5 years' time, but you can't say that to interviewers, as they may take it as a sign of lack of foresight. 5 years is conceivably long enough to say that you want to be doing something outside of the company, such as setting up your own business. But the best is to say that you are looking for some form of career progression within the company. For instance, you can say, given that your company has just announced plans to open a third office in Calabar, Nigeria, I assume that there will be opportunities for progression within the business. Within 5 years I hope to be promoted to an assistant supervisor, and then sometime after that to a senior supervisor. So I could easily see myself working for you in 5 or even more years' time. This kind of answer shows to the interviewer that you have the company in heart and will be happy working with them over a long period of time. Employers are looking for people who are keen to make a difference to their organization. So if you are not terribly motivated by work and the only thing that keeps you going is the thought of leaving your workplace at the end of the day, keep that to yourself. When answering this question, Some of the things that you should say motivates you are recognition, desire to make a difference, new challenges, self-development, and financial rewards only if the job is a sales job. The best is to say that you are motivated when you get to use the kinds of skills that the employer is looking for. For instance, if the employer requires someone with customer service skills, then it may be wise to give an answer of this kind. I really enjoy spending time with people and get a call out of dealing with customers and sorting out their problems. I hate it when I feel that I'm not doing my best on behalf of customers. An answer like this will make the interviewers to see you as a top candidate for the job. The answer to this question is obviously yes, but be careful not to exaggerate the extent to which you can cope with pressure. Try to relate your answer to the demands that the job is likely to make on you. For example, you can say, I positively thrive on pressure. I really enjoy the fact that my job is different every day and you never know what new situations or challenges you may be facing. An answer like this is both appropriate for a job that has a significant amount of pressure and for one that is more gently paced. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also click the notification icon for more educating videos. Stay focused.